Geometry Dash, a game where a simple cube jumps over spikes. A game where the rules seem easy. Tap, jump, don't die. But behind this colorful world of music, icons, and impossible levels, there is another side of Geometry Dash. A side filled with impossible challenges, years-long projects, controversy, and stories that most players have never heard about. Over the years, Geometry Dash became more than just a mobile game. It became a competition, a place where players pushed human limits, where some levels took thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of attempts, and where the line between impossible and possible kept getting destroyed. When Geometry Dash was released in 2013, nobody expected it to become this extreme. The hardest levels at the time were simple compared to today's standards. Levels like Stereo Madness, Back on Track, and Polargeist were challenging, but they were designed for normal players. But everything changed when RobTop introduced demon levels. Suddenly, players had a new challenge, not just finishing a level, but surviving something that seemed impossible. Eventually, the community started creating levels that pushed the game further than anyone imagined. Bloodbath became one of the most famous examples. A level so difficult that many players believed it was close to impossible. But instead of stopping there, the community kept going. Every time players reached a new limit, someone created something even harder. The goal changed. It was no longer, can someone beat this? It became, how far can humans actually go? As levels became harder, something else appeared. Competition. The Geometry Dash community created ranking systems to determine which levels were truly the hardest. This eventually became known as the Demon List. For top players, beating a new hardest level became a huge achievement. A single completion could take months of practice, thousands of attempts, hours every day, sometimes even years. But with competition came pressure. Being one of the best players in the world meant constantly proving yourself. A player could spend months beating a level, only for someone else to beat something harder a week later. But there was a problem. As creators tried to make harder and harder levels, some levels became so difficult that nobody knew if they could ever be completed. Some levels were called impossible demons. These levels pushed the game engine to its limits. They required insane precision, perfect timing, and sometimes thousands of hours of practice. But this created a question. If nobody can beat a level, is it actually a challenge? Or is it just a showcase of what the game cannot handle? Before we continue, I just want to ask you to subscribe if you are still watching. With impossible challenges came another problem: fake achievements. Because Geometry Dash is based around completing difficult levels, proving that a completion is real became extremely important. Throughout the years, there have been situations where players claimed impossible achievements, only for the community to discover something wasn't right. Whether it was cheating, using hacks, or hiding information, these situations caused huge discussions. Because in Geometry Dash, a completion isn't just a number. It represents thousands of hours of effort. And when someone fakes that achievement, it affects the entire community. But the dark side of Geometry Dash isn't only about players. It also exists among creators. Creating a popular level can take hundreds of hours, designing gameplay, building decoration, syncing everything with music. Some creators spend months creating their dream project, but sometimes problems appear. Levels can be copied. Ideas can be stolen. Creators can argue over credit. Because when a level becomes famous, everyone wants recognition. Geometry Dash started as a simple game about jumping over spikes. But over a decade later, it became a place where people create, compete, and push the limits of what's possible. The dark side of Geometry Dash is filled with challenges, controversies, and struggles. But without that darkness, the game might never have become the legend it is today. Because sometimes the hardest challenges create the greatest communities.